everyone, Frontier Geek with you again. Today we're going to be looking at headlights. Specifically LED headlights. Any of you that own a Frontier probably know how absolutely horrible and inefficient and practically useless the original stock headlights are, which hence there's such a giant aftermarket and especially a very big market for people adding LED light bars. Which I have actually added 5 to my truck, although I do go some places that are rather unusual. It's probably not too common to be in a county that only has 1 police officer, but yet up in Maine there is a county which is the size of all of New England combined and has 1 state police officer and fishing game and things like that, but basically it's pretty much empty. Karen and I looked up the population and we found out that I believe she said in the entire county there was a population of 50,000 people. So quite empty. So good lighting is very important. Alright, hey everyone, kind of a postscript here I guess. Most of you know that the Nissan Frontier series has automatic headlights, as in if you accidentally leave your headlights on they shut off after a brief period of time. So I'm trying to catch the video here before the timer times out, shuts everything down again, which it will probably momentarily, but just wanted to get a view here, and not really sure how great the color rendition and brightness is going to appear in a video, but I can tell you, yeah, there it goes. There goes your timeout. I can tell you for a fact, if you could see that before it cut off, that these are amazingly powerful lamps. As I had mentioned, they actually have cooling fans. As I had said earlier, I was kind of surprised that the fan itself doesn't have a little cage or some sort of a protection, but well, they did what they did. But regardless of that, the cooling fan itself was actually really quiet. I'm sure if the engine is running, you would never hear them. I did verify that both of them are spinning, and they're barely audible. I don't know what that would register on a dB meter, but I could guarantee that if the vehicle were running and you were standing right next to the hood, even if it were open, you'd never know that the headlights actually had cooling fans. These down here, my fog lamps, I replaced with Hikari LEDs. I wasn't so concerned about the beam pattern with them because they're auxiliary lights and they're not really responsible for, being your primary lighting at night to be able to safely continue traveling through dark areas. So I went with what I considered a step down on the measures of cost, really mostly, but so far they've been fine, and they actually have a cooling fan as well. So as amusingly as it sounds, there's actually now 4 tiny little fans spinning every time the vehicle is on and the headlights are on. I think this is going to be a really good upgrade, not only from the standpoint of higher output from the bulb updates, but also that, as most people know, incandescent lamps don't handle vibration very well. The filaments are very thin, and when they're hot, of course, they're not at the point of melting, but they're not too far from there, and so that makes the metal very malleable and very susceptible to vibration. And I had the driver's side headlight quit on me a little while after we got back from a trip to Maine, where I was running with my headlights on during the daytime for safety for other vehicles approaching, and I believe that the constant vibration on that trail actually probably damaged the filament in that one, because as I mentioned, it could have been coincidental, but it wasn't long after we had returned that it blew out, so I thought that was kind of a little unusual. With LEDs, obviously they're being solid state. They have no filaments or moving parts, well, other than the moving part in this one, which is the cooling fan. So they handle vibration amazingly better. And so I think that, like I said, this is a worthwhile upgrade from multiple angles. And I will go ahead and probably post an update in several months when this this whole thing passes and they start letting people out again. Maryland's on a pretty tight lockdown, and it looks like Virginia is going to be a bit ahead of us in allowing people back out on the roads and over to the public parks and OHV areas again. So what's going to happen with Maryland is anybody's guess. Our governor's playing that one real tight to the vest, and is doing what he thinks best, and I certainly appreciate that. He's looking out for public health, but I think he's gone a little overboard on some things. But hey, I'm not getting in the political arena. This is simply videos for trucks, so we're going to keep it right there. Videos for trucks it is. Go out and enjoy.